Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. As some of you know, I bit the bullet and I'm doing bullet journaling for 2017. I know it's only the middle of January, but I am in love with this system. For those of you who don't know, there's tons of resources online and I'll be sure to link them below and wherever I can so that you can check them out. I got lost on the 2nd of January, maybe it was the 1st, with all these videos that I scoured, and I wanted to go through these blog posts, and I think I found a good happy medium for what is working for me. It has been revolutionary and it may have even changed my life. I feel so good about it, and I really hope that with your help we can stay on top of it, and maybe this is part of the Plan With Me series for this year, or I can also mix in some planners as well, but this is what's working for me right now. Let's jump right in. I have always loved planning. I can't find my oldest planners when I started working professionally, but I found these and they're pretty old. I just thought it'd be fun to flip through, and this was before obviously I knew about bullet journaling, but this is what I used to do. So it was 2002, you guys, a long time ago. And I would make my own calendar because I couldn't find the planner that I wanted. I would write down my jobs and then the date of the job, how much, the name of the job, the assignment, and then how much I was getting paid, you guys. Okay, so I would write this down and keep a log of it. So in the month of January, I made like, I don't know, $1,000, and I was really happy. Here, I also would just do the day by day and then had the to-do lists. And sometimes I would cut stuff out of magazines, and then I also put ticket stubs in. And this was basically the way I got organized. So February 2002, there's the calendar. I think I did a little bit better in February, but this is just so funny. So I would keep track of my styling clients, and then I have a lot of phone numbers and random stuff in here, but I traveled a lot for work. I was working as a stylist at the time. So, oh my gosh, this is my Hudson Hotel guest card. And yeah, I just think that this is so hilarious because this is how I used to keep track of my life. And then I did the March jobs again. Oh my goodness. And this is how I did it, and it worked for me. It really did. I used a glue stick for these. I don't even remember going to this, but it was a concert. Once again, logging how much money I made because I was a freelancer. It was really important that I kept track of all that stuff. I was freelance styling at the time, did some jobs for Turner and CNN. Yeah, so this, and then I traveled to New York a lot for work. But this is what it looked like. And just to give you an idea, this was back in 2002. So it was right before I started my hand crocheted, well actually I was doing the hand crocheted arm warmers maybe, but it was before everything kind of went crazy. So this is what my life looked like. And I have another one continuing on. I went to see the Usher show, and he is amazing. If you ever get to see him in real life, I've actually met him several times, and he is just unbelievably charming, like weak at the knees charming. Anyway, so you can see that it would take a few months to fill up one book, but then I would just move on to the next book. So this is when I was starting to do my samples for showrooms and getting my fashion line kicked off. November, December, I came to LA for a trade show, I believe. Yeah, so I think that this was, yes, DNA. Oh my gosh, Designers and Agents is what it's called. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So I was with Elite Model Management at the time. Oh, this is actually before those notebooks. This is Y2K. This is the year 2000. Atlanta Magazine, Rodney Ray photo shoot, Atlanta Magazine, Neiman's, all these modeling things that I had to deal with as a stylist. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Fast forward to 2004. This is when I was in Los Angeles. And this is what I did kind of as my memory keeping journal slash, you know, everything. I would print out small pictures, but once again, I would make the little calendar and then went to see OAR, which was amazing. And yeah, I would just collage and do really fun things like this. And then I, you know, would just keep them. And I think that this is just a great thing to flip through. Oh, this is when I went to Japan. Look at this. These are amazing. Okay, so I wonder if I have, oh, I do. I have the ticket stubs still. Oh, Rose Cafe, business cards. Sorry, you guys are probably like, yeah, I see it all, whatever. But this just brings me such fond memories, and just, it's just so funny to me. I use those, you know, funny scissors that people used to use. Boutiques that I sold to, places I went to eat. 2005. Very similar style of just documenting and going through and doing the calendar, doodling stuff. 2006. So I switched notebooks, but I still kept business cards. Oh my gosh, look. Thanks for bearing with me. This is the journal I'm using now. If I didn't mention it before, there are tons of bullet journal resources, and I just use the things that work for me, and I realized that I still like doing what I used to do now that I look through this book. I got water on it because it was in my purse and Jack's water bottle wasn't screwed on tight enough. So PSA, make sure your water bottles are screwed on all the way so that this doesn't happen to you. You can really see it here. I've just tried to deal with it and kind of ignore it, but you know what? It's fine. It almost looks like a sun. Yeah. I got this Track the Past, Organize the Present, Plan for the Future straight from Ryder Carroll's video, which I will link below. And I think that this is what really made me decide to go with the bullet journal for 2017. Once I wrote that down, I was like, this is exactly what I like to do. I love to track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future. Here I've got some manifesto material. Anytime I see something that I really like, I just kind of write it here. And I'm hoping to build this all up and then put a manifesto for the year here. I've got the pages here listed. This is kind of a log, I guess they call it. I don't really know. So bear with me. I don't really know all the technical terms. I'm just going to show you what has been working for me with my limited experience with this, but it has really made me feel a lot more clear and confident and focused, which is my one little word of this year. I have a whole list that I have on my iPad that I plan on transferring here with a bunch of words that are very positive and very intentional so that I can get to my goals and the kind of life that I want to live and how I want to feel each day. That's what's most important to me, is feeling happy and staying true to myself, staying true to what I need to get done, helping my family, helping others. I mean, there's so many things, right? So this is just one of the tools. This is my main tool. I also use Google Calendar. And this is the key that is pretty, I guess, basic and common. I didn't really switch anything around. And I decided to do this with watercolors, the Artist Loft watercolors, but you'll notice here that it transferred a little bit on that side. I'm not too worried about it. I don't mind. Here's where I put my future log, and this was something that was really hard for me. I couldn't decide what to do here, but this was an overview of the next 6 months. I thought that would be good, and then I didn't do the rest of the year because I think that I'm only going to have this hopefully for 6 months, and this will be a great place. I can always start the next one from July to December. I already have a notebook for that. It's hot pink. Here's some video ideas, YouTube. Oh, I just remembered what this thing was called. It's called an index. this is the index. Okay, so this is where you can see YouTube blog ideas, page 5 and then page 6. And I wrote down quotes to script on this side. If I see something that I want to script in the future, then I can just log it here. Clients and collabs, once again, I'm just like invoicing and recording and then making sure I get paid. And then here's some projects that I'm working on. Brainstorm, brain dump. This is what I'm kind of obsessed with, and I think in the future I would change the colors around a little bit, but I love the idea of a habit tracker. And Boho Berry, I think, maybe started this. There's so many great people out there who I watch their videos and read their blog posts, but this is something that I really love having. And I didn't log yesterday and today yet, but basically I want to create these daily habits. I mean, they're not all daily, but I just want to see how regularly I can do them. And meditating is definitely one of them, but you can see that I've only done that, 3 days in the last couple weeks. And then don't pick cuticles. I know that sounds gross, but I have this bad habit of just starting to pick. And last year I wore nail polish and that really helped. I definitely did not pick at my cuticles, but this year, I'm going to try to not do nail polish for a little bit. And I don't know why. I'm sorry, my hands are not pretty, and I think the nail polish looks a lot better. But I'm going to try that. I think it's healthier. So it's just one of those things that I want to get in the habit of, is not picking my cuticles. And I was successful in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So they say it takes 21 days to create a habit. So I'm hoping to have like a huge stretch of X's right there so that I don't actually do it. Water plants, wash face, stretch, get creative, positive mindset. It's basically, I usually have that every day, but it's more of a positive mindset and patience with other people. Sometimes I let them bother me, and then I find that my positive mindset is downhill for a short period of time because I've let somebody else's problems affect me more than they should. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so then there's some social media stuff. Boundaries is another one where I just have to make sure that I am not too affected by other people and, let's say, negative energy and things that aren't productive to what I'm doing and the good that I'm creating. I think we all get caught up in that a little bit, so I might dive deeper into that. But yeah, setting boundaries and making sure that they're there. 1 second every day, the video is what I'm doing. And I figured out that if you don't do it on the actual day, you can replace it. So I'm trying to get into the habit where I can X out every single day and it could actually be a 1 second video from that day. Floss, self-care, happiness. I've been pretty good about that. And that's just like 10 minutes to myself to do whatever I feel like doing and to really just check in. And I've been able to do that every day. I just haven't been able to meditate. Here's my books list, and I have a goal of 20 books in 2017, which may not seem like a lot to you guys, but I think last year I may have read from start to finish 6 books, and I think that's just really sad. I'm a slow reader, but I really should get through more than 6 books a year. And part of that is because I was writing my own book, which you're going to see a lot of that content here, but I want to make sure that I'm on task, and even if I only do, let's say, a dozen books, it's okay. At least I'll have them here, and it'll make me feel a little bit more focused to achieving the goal if it's written down in one place. I'm keeping track of the movies / television we watch. I don't know, I saw it on somebody else's. I thought it would be fun. Then here I am doing basically an overview of the day and what was done. So I'll just go ahead and fill this out for you. Let's see, because I know that it's here. I'm behind on the 8th. What did we do on the 8th? Sunday the 8th, the Golden Globes. Oh yeah, so the Steelers won, and then people came over. So we didn't leave home, so we were home all day. and we had Sunday night dinner at our house where we invite friends and family. Sunday night dinner. And on this particular night, JC cooked, Dana cooked, and my cousin Christy cooked, and I didn't have to do anything except, you know, help clean up and stuff, and hang out. Let's see. So the 9th, which is Monday. Oh, it was a busy work day. And then Tuesday was my book launch on social, which I'm going to grab my book because it's obviously here in a lot of places, but this is my book, Craft a Life You Love, that I have been working on for what seems like years. But last year, 2016, was really when I focused and said, I have to make this happen. So it is my little baby that I'm so proud and happy with, and I just am so excited to put it out there. So it's $25. It's on Amazon right now, and it's for anybody who loves creating and wants to craft a life they love, because it has practices in here. I'll do a quick little flip through. Lauren Home actually did the cover and then this coloring page. So it's got all kinds of really fun inspirational stuff where you can color, you can add your own twist to it. Maida Leon did this, and it's divided into 5 sections, and then within each section are 5 like mini chapters, and you can write in it, you can doodle, you can draw. I tell you stories about how I got to where I am. And then you really participate, because it's all about how you feel inspired to live your best creative life. And that's something that is so important. And there's just so many things that we do as, you know, women or men for others that we just don't do for ourselves. We don't take the time to do that for ourselves. So I think that it's so important to set aside time and for us to make things and make things happen. That was good timing. Yeah, so this is my book, and that's what I'm referencing when I talk about it in this bullet journal. So if you want to, I would be so honored if you checked it out on Amazon, and hopefully maybe it'll be in bookstores and other stores, but right now it's just on Amazon all over the world, I believe, at least in the UK. Yeah, UK and Europe, and where else? Maybe it'll be in Australia soon. I don't think on Amazon, but I'm looking for a distributor. So when you see here book launch stuff, that's what I'm referring to. I've got client projects, my line with American Crafts on a Whim, Creativation, which is in a week or so, YouTube videos for you guys, business license stuff, and this is, this is my week. So I started this actually on Monday, January 2nd, and then just went backwards a little bit. I decided that I wanted to keep it all gray, black, white for now, but that could change in the future. I just love having everything together, and I don't know, I really just love having the running list, and it's really helped me stay on task. Then I have a gratitude log. Sorry, I have personal private information on this side, so I've seen people do either the hand or they cover it or they blur it out, but there's just way too much here, so I'm just going to do this. This has really helped me, I think, and I think it'll be really interesting to look back on a whole, you know, month's worth of grateful things. I'm a pretty grateful person by nature, but I think writing it down really solidifies it. When I listen to podcasts, I take notes in usually traveler's notebooks, but I'm trying to keep everything in here if I can. And then I'm going to do some more creative stuff and maybe a little bit more colorful stuff in a different traveler's notebook. So what I did here was I folded the page because I had started writing on this inside page, but it's private information. So then I just secured it with washi tape, which I think is a good way to go. And that way, if somebody else is flipping through this, it's still, the notes are here, but you don't actually get to see what's in here. I'm gonna put another piece of tape there, but I just needed to use it. And then I might do some doodling or something here to not have this blank, but I don't mind it either. So there's a little bit more water damage on this side. Photo shoot prep, Jack's favorite books, which is a long running list, but right now he's just obsessed with Kipper's ABC, or Kipper's A to Z. So I'm just gonna write that in. And then he also loves, oh my gosh, what is it? I Know a Rhino, which is one of my favorites too. Here's another private page that I have some information, so I did the whole folding thing. And so far, that is it. You can see that my journal is not perfect, it's water damaged, but in a way, it makes me love it even more, if that's possible. So I'm just so excited to take this journey with you guys. If you have any tips for this somewhat sort of newbie bullet journaler, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's working for you. How long have you been doing bullet journaling? And if you have more ideas on how we can continue to encourage one another on our creative journeys, I would love to read those comments. So let me know. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope you feel inspired to make 2017 the best year yet. Let's keep those creative juices flowing together. Yay! I know it's just the middle of 2017. What? No, it's not. It's the middle of January 2017.